So spring is just around the corner and it's time for me to show you some fantastic men's fragrances that are perfect for spring. I got a lot of different men's fragrances that all smell amazing. Before I begin, please drop a like on this video, thank you, I really do appreciate it, and make sure you hit that subscribe. I think all seasons has a certain kind of beauty to them when it comes to wearing fragrances, but spring and fall are probably the two most sort of versatile and exciting seasons for wearing fragrances. I got a lot of bangers to show you, so let's do this. First up, an absolute banger that's incredibly likable and very easy to use. It's an easy reach throughout the year that's pretty much perfect for spring, and it's a mix of freshness, woodiness and something aromatic. La Nuit Bleu Electrique is a bit fresh, it's got a wicked dose of lavender, it's a bit woody and has a touch of sweetness to it. When you look at the notes you go like, hey, I've seen these notes in one way or another before. It looks sort of familiar, but this is done with a bit of uniqueness and it smells so good. I'm gonna link to my La Nuit comparison above, so please do check it out. Bleu Electrique is a bit more on the fresh and bright side, whereas the original has a bit more warmth to it. La Nuit Bleu Electrique is definitely one of the best from YSL, and this is mass appealing, done the YSL way, and I don't think you can go wrong with it. Next up is a fragrance that has grown on me quite a bit since I bought it, and it's actually a pretty cool mix of freshness, fruitiness, woodiness with quite a prominent aromatic side. The opening is fresh, fruity and sort of a spicy bright, and it dries down to a primarily woody scent that I think is perfect for spring. There's something slightly earthy going on in the dry down as well, but I don't think it's earthy in a bad or overly intense way. This is Coach Green. Kiwi is behind its fruitiness together with a dose of bergamot for freshness, and it's got an aromatic side that sits on top of woodiness and a bit of moss at the base. I definitely think Coach Green is a good choice for spring. Coach Green scent-wise sits in the middle of blue and platinum, with blue being more on the fresh side and platinum having a bit more depth to it with a bigger dose of woodiness, vanilla and sweetness. Next up, a fragrance that pretty much every single time I mention it I get at least one negative comment. But it's honestly a great mix of freshness, vanilla, woodiness and fruitiness with an awesome dose of mint. I pretty much use this scent DNA throughout the year, but it's definitely a great spring scent. Versace Eros EDP has a dose of minty freshness, candy apple and clary sage on a base of a sexy dose of vanilla and woodiness. Regardless of the hate that Versace Eros sometimes gets, this smells absolutely fantastic and it's perfect for spring. Versace Eros EDP is a bit less sweet and more fresh and aromatic than the EDT, whereas Eros Parfum feels like a stripped down version of the EDP, and Eros Flame being the spiciest of them all. So back in 2023, Prada released a flanker to Luna Rossa Ocean. Luna Rossa Ocean, the eau de parfum, and even though it's not oceanic or fresh at all, I like it a lot. Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, the eau de parfum, is primarily focused on three things: woodiness, amberiness with vanilla. What makes it so good and actually a bit unique, and I know some of you won't agree with me on this, is it's super smooth and balsamic dose with vanilla, and that combo together with its extreme amberiness. Ocean Eau de Parfum is creamy smooth balsamic with a sexy dose of vanilla, and it's woody and ambery in a great way. To me, its smoothness is not only a bit unique but also very attractive, and I think Luna Rossa Ocean, the eau de parfum, is great for spring days. I did a comparison of Luna Rossa Ocean eau de parfum and the original EDT. I'm gonna link to the video above, so please do check it out. So next up, a fragrance I initially liked but almost thought it smelled a bit too sort of thin, but it has grown me a lot since then. And now I think it's a great woody scent with a focus on a smooth and sort of a creamy sandalwood. This is Dunhill Indian Sandalwood, and what you get here is a sort of a creamy sandalwood that's got a bit of powder and dusty feel to it and some spiciness. Indian Sandalwood is very likable, a lot of people will definitely enjoy getting a whiff of it, and it's perfect for spring. I also use it for layering and add it to a combo when I want a dose of powdery sandalwood. An alternative to this is Santal Blanc, which is all about creamy sandalwood and the fruity sweetness of fig in a powdery and musky blend. Next up is a fragrance I think is sort of a misunderstood mostly because a lot of people seem to think you can only use it when it's cold outside. It's a flanker to Paco Rabanne 1 million, but it goes in a very different direction compared to the original. 1 million Parfum is a sweet floral leather with a salty and amber touch that's very sexy. It has this sort of a saltiness that's mixed with the florals and everything being a bit woody and ambery. I like it a lot, as you can see. And I think 1 million Parfum develops in a fantastic way in springtime. And if you hesitate on using it for spring, just give it a try and let me know in the comments what you think it smells like. So I'm a big fan of the Givenchy Gentleman line of men's fragrances. That line has a uniqueness to it and could almost be the one and only line a man needs. Some of you might think you can't use this springtime, but yes you can. I think it's great for spring because it's not too heavy, but it does have a bit of depth to it. Givenchy Gentleman Society does not have that sort of a classic Givenchy Gentleman powderness, and it does smell quite a bit different compared to the rest in line, but I think it smells really good. Gentleman Society is all about slightly sweet vanilla, a very smooth woodiness together with a touch of florals and a bit of vetiver. I think the line overall is extremely well made and very classy, and Society gives me that Givenchy Gentleman vibe, but in a very different way. The combo of the florals, the vanilla, its super smooth woodiness is fantastic, and this works perfectly for spring. Now the next fragrance is from what is probably the most hated men's fragrance line ever, but it smells really good. You can hate on it all you want, but it's impossible to go wrong with it, and it's a scent that just works for pretty much any occasion. You probably already smelled this or one of the flankers, so I won't go into great detail about it. Sauvage EDP has the core scent of the original, but it's much smoother, and it's also a lot less sort of a citrusy and spicy sharp. I also think the EDP is a better version of the original that's spicy and fresh with a fab dose of lavender and a bit of vanilla that brings it a touch of sexiness. You can wear Sauvage or the Parfum throughout the year and you will smell good to most people in most situations, but this smells absolutely gorgeous in springtime. So I always have a leather scent in my rotation, and the next fragrance is definitely one I need to use a lot more because it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's also a leather scent I feel is pretty much perfect for both spring and fall. I know some think it's just for winter, but I disagree. It's not a super deep or super heavy kind of leather scent, so I think it's great for spring. This is Hugo Buster Scentless Parfum, and to me it's basically a very mass appealing smooth leather in a primarily woody blend that's a bit powdery. You also get the fantastic fruitiness from the Maninka that you can find at this line, so you have this combo of smooth leather and woodiness that's a bit powdery and fruity. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I also think this would be a great beginner's leather scent since it's so easy to wear, well balanced and mass appealing. I'm going to do a comparison of the different scent fragrances, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. I'm going to go through the last spring fragrances quite quickly. The next one is one of my absolute favorites from last year and ended up on second place in my best of 2023 video, which I'm going to link to above. Invictus Victory Elixir smells absolutely fantastic, and it's a great choice for spring. Next up are two men's fragrances from Valentino. Uomo Born in Roma is a nice, easy to use and easy to like kind of scent. It's a mix of freshness and sweetness that's balanced up by a big dose of woodiness. Born in Roma Intense goes in a different direction, and it's all about a bubblegumish kind of sweetness with vanilla and lavender, and it's ambery and sort of a spicy. The vanilla and that bubblegumish sweetness with the lavender is a fantastic combo, and both of these are great for spring. I would love to know if you have tried any of these and what you think of them, so make sure you comment. Like this video, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you check out the videos over there, and I'll see you in the next one.